Good afternoon, everybody. Today, as a part of Swacchta Pakhwada program, we welcome our speaker, Dr. S.T. Mehetre, who is working as a scientific officer F in Nuclear Agriculture and Biotechnology Division in Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Mumbai. He has done his PhD from Mumbai University in 2008. He is a postdoctoral researcher from Northern Illinois University, USA. He has number of publications to his credit. He has around 60 presentations in the conferences and 3 patents. He developed many of the technologies which are widely used by farmers and the industries throughout India. He had a number of awards and honors like Fellow of Maharashtrian Academy of Sciences, Department of Atomic Energy Group Achievement Award, Member Task Force of DST Committee on Technology Development. He is also the member of the Mumbai Metropolitan Region, etc. Now I invite Dr. Dipti to present a bouquet to Dr. Mehetre. Thank you.
Good afternoon. So I'll be talking about some of the technologies developed by BRC for processing of waste actually. So you might be wondering BRC is working in nuclear energy and how these Swacchta related technologies are there. So just I want to add that we are working on the main area is nuclear energy, but apart from that, there are some of the technologies they are useful for the societies. They are called as societal technology, or they get developed by your process of some research. They are called as spin-off technologies also. So these technologies are transferred to the like society, entrepreneurs, and all these things. So you might be knowing like Abdul Kalam's time, he was mentioning that so scientists should work into the lab, but some part of the work should go to the society also. So not like just you have to publish the paper, but that your work should be useful to the society. So as a part of that, we have started initiative of Swacchta Abhiyan actually, and we have succeeded in to some extent in managing waste generated in Anushakti Nagar. So I'll just give you an example. Anushakti Nagar is a huge colony actually, around some 15,000 residents, 5,000 houses are there, and almost 10 to 15 tons of waste is generated every day. And that waste, it is like 50% is a degradable waste, and 50% is non-degradable waste. So non-degradable waste goes for recycling, but you can imagine every day 5 to 7 tons of waste is getting accumulated in the society where like all the people are staying, and if it is not processed every day, it starts smelling, and you can imagine that was the situation 2 years back when BMC stopped taking the waste. See, you might be knowing Mumbai, like bigger housing society, BMC is not taking now waste. The society has to process their waste into the society only. So we started working, and as a part of that, whatever technologies are developed, so I'll be sharing today's topic, today's lecture. So this is our Homi Jahangir Baba, who has initiated the Indian nuclear program, and with his vision and all the work, hard work, BRC is one of the leading institute in the area of nuclear energy. So waste generated, a very huge amount of waste is generated actually. So if you see the statistic is very alarming, and not only that, it is increasing every year. Like as our society develops actually, waste is also developed actually. So waste is linked with your social means development actually. Like your Western worlds and all these things, they create more waste actually. So every year there will be increase in the waste, and this 55 million tons MSW, the municipal solid waste, is generated every year, and that 50% is a biodegradable part. 50% is a biodegradable waste. So this so that needs processing, as I told. Other things actually like recyclable, like plastics and all, even metals, glass, that can be recycled. But your biodegradable waste, it has to be processed actually. So you need some technologies for processing this waste. So what are the technologies available? Most of the options are there. Like landfill was there. People were just taking the waste and throwing into the land. But now as the cities are growing, but land is getting shrink. So there is no option available for landfill. And even Supreme Court also has banned these landfills actually. Then pyrolysis, incineration, high temperature burning. So you can imagine like 1000°C, you have to burn the waste. So to getting that 1000°C temperature, you need a huge amount of energy. So that is not at all economical process. People are doing that, but not at all economical, because and ultimately what you are achieving, you are creating CO2, extra CO2 to the atmosphere. So by putting extra energy, we are burning the waste. That is not at all environment friendly process. Pelletization is also like you have to you have to compress the waste under very high pressure. Water is removed, and that whatever pellets are there, they are used for some thermal applications and all these things. So that is again not a economical process. Composting, I will be talking on that technology. Vermiculture is also there, where that earthworms eat that waste. But again, there are limitations. All waste cannot be fed to the earthworms. Liquid food is there, it cannot be fed, or like vegetables cannot be fed. Some part of the waste can go for the earthworms, but not all. And then methanogenesis, that is a biogas. That is also a very good technology that we will be discussing about today. So these are the two technologies I will be talking. One is biogas and another is a composting, rapid composting of dry leaves. Whatever leaves actually we get in a garden or in a housing societies, that can be processed by these technologies. So first is a biogas plant. Biogas plant is a like gobar gas plant only, but we have modified this technology. Why? This is called as a NISARGRUNA. NISARGRUNA is nature's loan. Nisarga is nature, Runa is loan actually. So we get so many things from nature, but we do not give anything back to nature. So this technology offers solution by which you can process the waste, and whatever gas is generated, that is used as a fuel, and the manure that can go to the soil. So you are paying back the nature's loan. This is the concept actually. So this is a double digestion system. Double digestion means you have a main digestion, and here it is a pre-digestion. So this is the technology actually. So waste is converted under double digestion system. So why double digestion? Because your waste is a very complex thing. It is made up of very complex material actually, carbohydrate, proteins, fats. So all things has to be degraded into methane. Basic idea is to have a methane. So your waste has to be first acidified. That is called as acidification. So your waste is passed through mixer. There is a mixer at the beginning, and then it enters into the pre-digestion. Here that acidification takes place. Acidification means waste is converted to acids. Acids means what? They are called as low molecular organic acid, like acetic acid, butyric acid, propionic acid. These acids actually enter into the main digester, where that methane bacteria, they convert that waste into methane. So this is the process actually. So we have a double digestion system in which we are adding hot water. Hot water, why? Because hot water enhances the process of degradation. So that's why we are adding hot water. And some aeration is also given, because they are aerobic bacteria, because you give them conditions that are suitable for all their growth. So this is how the process is. So you have a mixer, pre-digester, and main digester. This is a three-stage process. So whatever gas is there, that is a more gas. That methane content is more. And whatever manure is coming out, that manure is again added, going back to the soil. This is the entire process is there. So you can, this cow stomach, it is mimic like a cow stomach. Because in cow, what is actually cow stomach is made up of four chambers. So cow, it eats the grass, and it again regurgitate. It's called a regurgitation. So during that process, it is it is crushed into smaller parts, and in that acidification takes place in one chamber. Similar way, our system mimics that. So this is system. That's why it has become successful. Otherwise, what happens actually? If you have a single digester, your entire waste will go to the main digester. So there, that acid production will not take place. It will take place, but it will not take place at that rate, because in microbial term, that rate of the reaction is slow. So that's why we are, by putting a aerobic stage, that is an enhancement of the process. That is called as process enhancement. So all the studies we have done, actually, all the bacteria, each stages we have analyzed, what are the parameters are there, how the bacteria degraded, what are the reactions involved in that. So entire things are, we have a backup in our BRC. So in the lab, actually, we study all these parameters actually. And these bacteria, they degrade the waste. And whatever remaining is a manure, and water is recycled again. Again, almost 60% water is recycled. So you have a comprehensive system where your waste is processed, and whatever water is there again used for different application. So this is the technology actually. This is called a NISARGRUNA technology. So what is the scope of this plant? You can have a kitchen waste, hotel waste, municipal solid waste, agriculture waste, vegetable market waste, abattoir waste. So all can be processed. And what is the advantage? Faster degradation, combination of aerobic and anaerobic, I told you. Increasing quality and quantity of methane. Methane content is more. Basically, what happens actually, biogas contains methane and CO2. More the methane, more is the calorific value. So what you are achieving, and recycling of the waste is possible. So all these, I told you, all the reaction takes place actually. Your complex material is get converted to different low molecular acetic acid, carbonic acids, and all these things. And then it is converted to methane. So all these reactions takes place there actually. So these are the bacteria actually, different bacteria, aerobic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria present into the system at different stages. We study them, we characterize them. What are their growth pattern, and what are the conditions required for their growth. All these studies is done in BRC. So basically, there are two outputs, biogas and manure. They are the two outputs of the system. So that manure is a very good component actually. Manure, apply into the soil, that enriches the health of the soil. So that contains very good nutrients like carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and then biogas. That biogas is also very good. Calorific value is very good. So some statistics are there, but I will not go into the more details. When you apply the soil carbon to the soil, what happens? That increases the health of the soil. What is the health of the soil? Health is what? Like we have now, what is happening now, during this green revolution, all these things, people have started using chemical fertilizers, and that has resulted into decrease in the fertility of soil, because organic fraction is not getting added to the soil. So that's why our overall there is a decrease in the productivity of soil. Main reason is that soil has become depleted in organic carbon. See, like we are all are this one doctor this community. So usually patient comes, usually we check overall health of the patient. It is judged by some blood pressure. Similar way, this is like blood pressure. This is carbon is called as indicator element for soil health. See, like our health also, soil health is also there. Because if soil is not good, then it will not give the productive yield actually. And that is decided by this organic carbon. And this organic carbon, when it is increases, basically what it does actually, organic carbon increases the microbial population of soil. Microbial population, what it does, microbes actually, they make the nutrient available to the plant. If nutrients are not there, then the plant will not survive actually, because most of the nutrients are made available by the plant by the microbes, and this carbon actually increases the microbial population. So it is a indirect role is there. So that's why this carbon content needs to be improved, and this solid waste has a potential to replenish that carbon content into the soil. So we have another technology that detects the carbon content into the soil, into the field condition actually. So So you can see the soil actually, that is a depleted soil and good soil, like black color soil is there. That means its carbon content is good actually. So this technology is being widely published. We have a atomic energy agency is there. So they also liked this idea very much, where this is a very simple technology by using farmer friendly kit actually. The farmer, they can analyze the condition of soil onto the field itself. So this was published last year into their web page, their home page actually. So coming to the NISARGRUNA technology, it achieves the zero waste. Means doesn't allow any waste to be go to the landfill site or something. So it manages waste wherever it is generated. That is a waste genre. So reduction in transport cost. This is a major factor actually. See, what we are doing in here now is we are taking the waste from one place to other place. So lot of transport charges, even transport vehicles, then their labors, then lifting the waste and then unloading the waste. So lot of cost is involved. So if you have a decentralized waste management, like wherever waste is generated, you set up the plant there only. Like suppose in some 10 wards are there. So in 10 ward, one plant is there. So from that 10 ward only, the waste will come there. So there you don't have to carry the waste to the like 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers. So that is called as a decentralized waste management. So waste can be processed at the site only. So this is achieved by this technology. Important byproduct in the form of biogas and manure, I told you. Environment reduces equivalent amount of CO2 emissions. See, CO2 emissions, we are now environment, everybody is working on this reduction of CO2 into the atmosphere. So by using this technology, you can reduce the CO2 emissions into the atmosphere. Manure is an excellent source of organic carbon, already I mentioned. Many plants are there all over country. This technology has been spread in Delhi actually. That Delhi Secretariat we have TR Jail, Delhi Zoo we have plant. Many places we have this technology. There is a community kitchen like concept is there in Coimbatore. There is a city near that city, like slum area is there. What they do is these people they collect the waste, they bring at one place, and there actually there is a community kitchen like concept. So waste is processed, biogas is generated, and that biogas people they bring their food and they cook it. So morning 1 hour, evening 1 hour they start the chulas like these stores are there. Actually. Almost 10 to 15 stores are there. So this is like a community kitchen. Not all food is cooked, but some part of the food is they are cooking. So this is a very good example where this. So whatever waste is generated, that can give you gas. Mehetre, I think Mumbai people knows actually. Mehetre is a very hill station. So there we had a plant in like very old, like 2007-8. This plant has started and it is giving. There is a horses are there. Like, lot of horses are there and lot of horse dung is collected, and that horse dung is processed in this plant, and they are using street lights actually into that area. Street lights are used by this gas actually. This plant is this got ISO certification also, and very much well appreciated by the different agencies. Slaughterhouse, the Devnar actually, just opposite to Anushakti Nagar, there is a Devnar dumping. That is a Devnar abattoir, the slaughterhouse. So earlier they were throwing all the whatever waste was coming, they were putting onto that dumping ground. But now the Supreme Court has banned that, and after that, 2016 this plant started. 2016, last 4-5 years, it is being entire waste whatever is there. See, when they cut the cow and all this thing, their digestive system remains like that. It is not being used. So there, this contain that gut contains all the grass, undigested grass, and also. So that goes to this plant. So it runs very good, and they are using electricity on this entire waste is passed to the mixer and it is processed. So this technology has become very popular actually. So many entrepreneurs actually. We transfer the technology to the industries, like startups and industries. They take up the technology and they put up the plant. BRC will not put the plant actually. Through entrepreneurs we put the plant. Different locations, starting from Kanyakumari to northeast states, wide variety of waste is processed. Like even corporate places like Wipro, TCS Thane, we have a plant. So this is just like a near to the reception. Actually. Nobody will realize that there is a waste is getting processed there. So this type of, see, earlier biogas people used to say that that is a backyard technology. You have to put it behind your house. But by using this technology, we can say you can have a plant just near to your common working area also. So this is a very, very good technology where it is being used for different applications. Now, actually, there was last I told you, like Mumbai, like 2 years back, there was a BMC has stopped taking the waste, and housing society doesn't have a space, so they cannot build the plant underground, or there is no space. So they were behind us to develop a technology to in a compact way, like minimum space is just to come. So we have developed a technology by using. So there is no construction, nothing is there. So this is a PVC pipe based technology. So that pipe only diameter and all these things you can decide how much waste is there. So in even staircase also this plant can be fitted. This is again patented design. So very, very small area this plant can come actually. So entire, suppose you have some 50 kg, 100 kg waste is there. So this can be processed by this. So whatever gas is there, gas can be used for cooking purpose or boiling the water, or small amount of work can be done by this plant actually. Now coming to the dry leaves actually. So a lot of dry leaves actually is generated. People, what they do is actually they burn that leaves actually. But burning is not the solution. And even they are very, very huge, voluminous waste is there. And there is a fire hazard is involved. Then transportation to landfill. Natural degradation takes like 1 year time. So health and environment hazards are involved in that. This is a So there is a society in Kurla Kamgar Nagar, Kurla area. There is society. They have independent bungalows are there, and in all the bungalows they have coconut trees are there. So that coconut trees, that leaf fall like every time they whatever the leaves they fall down, and they were creating the problem actually. You can see the left side that picture. All the leaves actually, coconut leaves are fallen. So that was either catching fire or snakes place was there. So there were very, very problematic situation was there. Then they come to us, and then we have developed a technology where it has to be shredded. There is a machine that is shredder. So you have to pass through shredder, and you have to make a small pieces, and then we have a formulation that is a trichoderma formulation. That is a fungus actually. So that fungus degrades that waste actually. So basically, this waste is all the leaves and all these things. The lignin content is more. So lignin are very, very tough for degradation. So bacterial degradation is not there. Fungus is required actually. See, basically any waste is there, like carbohydrate, proteins, fats are there. Initially, they get degraded by bacteria, but these cellulose and lignin components are there. You need a fungus actually. Fungus take over in that. So there is a stepwise degradation is involved. Initially, bacteria will act, and then fungus take over. So we have a fungal formulation. So that fungus take care of this type of waste. So this TIFR also we have this one plant is there. So there this formulation is being added there. So you have to mix garden waste, dry leaves from the different trees like ficus, almond, and all this thing. Anushakti Nagar also we have a plant. This processing is there actually. So so whatever dry leaves are generated, it is passed through the shredder mixer, and then formulation is added. So formulation means like 1 kg formulation in 100 kg waste. You have to just add it, and this fungus they need some humidity actually. So humidity is required, and they in that process that is waste is degraded, and then it is processed by this pump. This is like a this is not there is no gas involved in it. It is just like a normal degradation. Fungus they degrade it, and it is converted into this compost. Now this was further extended for Nirmalya. In Ganpati festival, you might be knowing a lot of flower waste is generated. Actually. In Anushakti Nagar, actually, we were doing this one. Last 3-4 years, we are all the Ganpati time, all the flowers are collected in these drums actually. The drums have holes actually. And there we are adding the formulation, and whatever that compost is generated, that is called as holy compost actually. And that costs more actually. People they pay more actually. Normal compost, suppose people give 10 rupees, this will cost you some 25 rupees, because then they can use that compost for their home gardening and all these things actually. So this is very, very good actually. People are doing other things also, like these flowers, people are making essence, that sticks and all these things. But normal, suppose you have this one is this Ganpati festival and all this thing, whatever flower is waste is generated, that can be composted, and that can be very good, the holy compost. Even kitchen waste also we have tried this technology, that fungus, but again some moisture issue was there. Moisture, yeah, see, kitchen waste contain a lot of moisture actually. So you have to add some of the material, like people add cocoa peat, or some, suppose dry leaves are there, that can be shredded and that can be added also. That is also possible. So some level of moisture is required, and that moisture you have to be managed actually. Yeah, we are actually we are not selling. We are transferring the technology to the entrepreneurs. Like the entrepreneurs, they sell the manure. So yeah, societies they can buy, or even gardeners they can buy, garden for home gardening purpose and this thing they can buy. Soil means, see, basically Mumbai there is no soil as it is now. There is no land actually. So they are adding to their society always. Soil you have to have, you have to sell it outside to the, like where that agriculture is being used. But again, the transport and issues are there. You want transport, who will bear the transport cost? That is a problem. So buyers are there. So wherever whatever is generated here, we are selling it here. In our Anushakti Nagar, actually, whatever manure is generated, we have our own garden is there. Then Anushakti Nagar, inside BRC also we have garden. So we have a sufficient, we need a manure actually. We buy it from outside. So partly it can be fulfilled. Part of the demand can be fulfilled by this manure actually. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, this is enhanced degradation. See, these coconut leaves are there now. If you keep it like that, you will not do anything. Then it will take year to degrade. But by doing this intervention, by developing this fungal formulation, so that time can be reduced to some 50 days, 60 days, like 2 months time it can be degraded. So this is called enhanced degradation. See, not natural degradation is there. In forest, you can see now forest, whatever plants they grow, their leaves fall down, they get degraded actually. There, everything is there. But why we need these technologies? Because lot of so voluminous waste is generated, and we don't have that space for keeping the things and all these things. So that's why we need for accelerated decomposition. We can't accelerate. Otherwise, it may catch fire or something will happen. So that's why we need a technological interventions. Uh-huh. Farmers, yeah, farmers they can use it. Definitely they can use, but they can buy this technology, that fungus formulation. They can have composting at their field. So that is also possible. Yeah, we have a transport technology to the industries, na. So the industries they are selling even sugar cane also. Sugar cane trash is there, na. People they burn actually. They are burning actually. Even this rice straw also, na, this Haryana and that Punjab, whatever that they burn, that pollution goes to the Delhi actually. And there you might be knowing that like alarming situation was there and all this thing. So our entrepreneurs they sell to the rice farmers and this thing. And into the rice actually, na, instead of burning, they are putting this formulation and it is getting converted to compost. Actually. This is possible. Huh? Uh-huh. There is no age. This is trichoderma. This is trichoderma. Yeah, this is fungus only, but that is correct. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is there actually. See, basically, what happens now? See, single fungus. See, single fungus is there. Na? Fungus mostly acts on this lignin and cellulose components. So lignin and cellulose is less in your kitchen waste. Kitchen waste can be easily managed by bacteria. I told you, bacteria they can degrade that kitchen waste easily. So this fungus, you might be nature also. You might be seeing that these fungus they grow on tree trunk and all this thing because lignin content, cellulose content is more. So see, nature has its own mechanism actually. So similar way we have to follow the mechanism. Yeah, 1 week you cannot keep now, otherwise it will start smelling. You cannot keep. So every day it has to be processed. So everyday processing actually you need a faster because bacteria act very fast. Bacteria doubling time you might be knowing like that is in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. E. coli similar way these bacteria. So fungus need in our plate also fungus grow like 1 week time it requires. But bacteria overnight it grows. So that is very fast. So you need a faster mechanism to degrade. So that's why bacterial decomposition, bacterial degradation in kitchen waste it is preferred actually. Yeah, correct. So this rice straw actually, rice straw, we have used it was threaded actually, and then this formulation was added. This fungal formulation was added, and in 90 days you get a very good compost actually. So otherwise it was like it was lying for years there. It was not getting because again another problem is that rice straw contains silica actually. That is again very tough the component. So that is also inhibits the degradation part. So by using this fungal formulation, we have able to degrade it faster. So this compost was analyzed for different compound. This one is a very good water holding capacity is very good because that is a content voluminous this amount. Carbon is good, nitrogen is also good. Different compost like kitchen waste compost, coconut compost, garden leaf compost, rice straw, holy compost. So all these were tried for growing different plants actually. So it was found that so very huge amount of plant growth. When you apply this compost to the plant growth, it has been found to increase the plant. Yeah, basically what happens now, these are useful fungus. You might be knowing like in soil actually now only it is said that only 1% microorganisms they are harmful actually. Rest 99 they are useful only actually. Correct. Okay. You mean nematodes? Nematodes. Some of the species they are. Yeah, I agree. Actually, I agree. But see, mostly na. See, some of the species actually na they are inhibiting to nematodes actually because they produce that chitin actually. Na chitinase actually chitinase enzyme and they inhibit some insects or something like that. Because insects contain chitin or some of the nematodes also. See, but these organisms actually now what strain we have now Trichoderma conium gypsis actually conium gypsis strain is there. We have studied its toxicological data, and then there we are studying all the activity against this. Then your chicken, then rat, all the rabbit, everything we have tested, and it has been whatever norms has been given by the government agencies. It is far below than this is limits actually. So we have studied that component also because before going to the public domain, we all the checks actually, like clinical trial also. Before going technology also, we check all these parameters actually, whether that should not be harmful to the this even radiation, radiation processing food, that also we check all the parameters. Similar way, this has been studied for this actually, and it has been found that it is not harmful to the existing. See, basically what has happened, there is huge microorganisms are there. Even aspergillus, it is there in soil. Trichoderma, it will not allow trichoderma to grow. But what is the advantage of this system is that we are adding some 10 to the power 9 cells or 10 to the power 9 spores per gram. Means you are just that predominance of that species will be there in the, others will be there also, but this will be predominantly there in the, and that will enhance the degradation. We are just triggering that mechanism that will release some of the enzymes, so that process others will also take part in the degradation. Some of the initial activity that to break down, it will started by this fungus. So that part, the toxicity part, we have taken care. Then only it is taken to the industries actually. Yeah, we are growing. See, now when it is grown into these pots, there also we check the microbial parameters of the soil, like bacteria, fungi, actinomycetes, azotobacter, rhizobium. All the population usually we check, and in control and in this actually. In fact, it enhances because there is always there is coexistence is there. There are always association between the other useful microorganisms. They are called as PGPR, plant growth promoting bacteria. So soil contains huge microorganisms. Usually it is contains 1 gram soil. Inch of the soil contains 10 to the power 9 bacteria, 10 to the power 7 fungus, 10 to the power 6 protozoas, then PSBs, KSBs, everything it is there actually. And we are just adding it, means we are just enhancing that degradation. So this has been tried here. We have tested actually. Microbial population we study actually. When the water content, water holding capacity. That means 100 gram of this waste will hold 250 grams of water actually. That means that much capacity it has. So this was taken to the industries actually. So many industries, they have taken the technologies. Kurla Kamgar Nagar, I told you, the Srimukti Sangathan, Agriland, and they have come up with the product. They are even available on the Amazons also. These products are available. You can buy from that, and then it can be used in your this one place actually. So this is what about the technology is there, and we are just playing some part of our part of our research is going to the societal applications, and we are trying to manage the waste generated in Anushakti Nagar actually, and helping others actually, like your institute or some this one, to minimize the waste generated. We have plants actually. TISS we have plant, TIFR we have plant. Wherever DI establishments are there, we are setting up, we are helping them to set up, minimize the waste. So any proposal from you, will be happy to help actually in manage the waste generated at your place actually. So thank you very much. Thank you. Correct. Other available. Yeah, see, other methods means like that is naturally organisms present in the soil. They are taken, that is a composting. Suppose that is taking some 60, 70 days. Time requirement is more. This is enhanced composting. Yeah, correct. Yeah, but earthworm problem I told na, all types of waste cannot be gone to the earthworm because liquid food they will not take. Liquid food you cannot feed to the earthworms. No, but liquid dal agar hai, liquid dal you cannot feed to the compost. It will start. So again, but again, earthworm actually there are limitations because you have to be because they are live animal, like that you have to separate them and all these things. Every time you have to take care and all these things. Suppose there is a during rainy season, again there is a problem. Even during summer also they go deep into the soil. So that you have to always look into that. That are like means you have to take in care actually. So here in composting, you doesn't have to take care. You have to just add the formulation, then you forget it actually. But in compost, vermicompost, you need to take care actually. You have to be proper shading is there, proper is one. Once compost is ready, you have to remove separating them. It is again a tough task because they doesn't usually they will not come out actually. Even straining is done, huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct. And again, that earthworms, people say that when earthworms at a one place, many earthworms, like millions of earthworms at one place, they release NO2 actually. NO2 is more dangerous actually. NO2 is more dangerous for the atmosphere, greenhouse gases. That is an NO2. Suppose when this greenhouse potential, it is called, how much damage they cause to the ozone layer. It is said that one molecule of CO2 causes one molecule of ozone. Methane is 20 times more dangerous. Like 20 one molecule of methane can damage 20 molecule of ozone, but this NO2 200 times dangerous. NO2 is 200 times dangerous than this one. That's why people they hesitate about this technology. We are not against any of the technologies. Wherever possible, you use the technology. Like this one means as per the availability of resources, how much, what type of waste is there, then you choose the technology, appropriate technology that can be chosen actually. If your space is there, if it is there, you go for our vermiculture because they are called as batch process. Yeah. Yeah, but that is called as a batch process. That is called a batch process. Means once it is started, you have to need more space. Like one batch is started, it will remain there for 2 months. After that, another batch. So you need a like area requirement is more. Mean biogas actually every day you are adding. Suppose 1 ton waste is there, waste biogas plant size is there. Every day you add a 1 ton. Every day you add a 1 ton. But that much potential is not there in our composting, even vermicomposting. So that has a limitations. That's why you have to choose a appropriate technology, how much amount of waste you have, and what are the your requirements. Conium gypsies. Conium gypsies is used for this degradation purpose. There is a viridi is there, argonium is there. Argonium is harmful to your earthworms actually, earthworms and nematodes actually. Viridi is used for biocontrol of diseases actually, that is used. So there are many strains are there actually, many strains are, but this strain we have found it is a Conium gypsis that is used for, this is isolated from tree bark. From the forest area, this has been isolated, and that cellulose and lignin this that enzymes are more actually. Cellulotic enzymes are more. That's why it is being used for here. Yeah, I told 1 kg for 100 kg. 100 kg waste, 1 kg formulation. That is not formulation. Is you have to develop that trichoderma. Then you have to add some formulation that usually rice grain or jawar grain we add actually, and that 1 kg formulation for 100 kg waste like that.
So does it require aeration also?
No, aeration is not just you have to just some moisture is required. Aeration means like you can have upside down. You can turn like once in 10 days or something. If you turn that whatever heap is there onto the heap you are putting, so that has to be turned upside down. So that is sufficient. I think it's in time. Huh? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mehetre, for the wonderful talk. Your technologies developed will be certainly helpful to not only common people, but as well as farmers, industries. And now I invite Dr. Dige to present a coffee table book as a memento to Dr. Mehetre.
लाइट जला दो जरा 1 मिनट
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for making the talk so much interactive.
सबके लिए बिल्कुल एक छोटी चीज बताता हूँ मैं आपको। कभी भी कोई खरीदते समय आपने खरीद तो ले लिया, घर में गए, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम पिज्जा आता है तो उसका जो पैकेट होता है उसको भी रैप करके डोंट पुट टू द डस्टबिन। इट टेक्स उसके वो सबके लिए प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करता है, उठाने वाले को प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करता है। और मैं बताता हूँ, मैं खुद ये फॉलो करता हूँ। रंजीत और डॉक्टर रंजीत ने तो एवरी मंथ कम से कम 200 रुपए का मेरे बच्चा हम तो सब मिलके 200 रुपए वेस्ट है कलेक्ट किया और वेस्ट